Francis, you're on.
Hi, good evening. My name is Francis Curtis, and I'm one of the co-chairs for the CB1 licensing and permits committee. Co-chair here, another co-chair is,
Hi, Gabriella.
and our chief is on Zoom. Susan. So welcome and thank you for coming. Hopefully this will be an interesting, important, and informative meeting. And we'll go without incident and we'll go in peace.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah. So, and yes, everybody needs to make sure that they sign in on the QR code. And we've just been joined by another committee member. So that's good. That we haven't seen in a while. But everybody please sign in on the QR code. And our agenda has some other business as number one, the capital and expense and budget items, which we will discuss afterwards, but we'll begin with, no, they're just, it's just, we're gonna start with the number two item, which is,
Francis has a great Onesh has a great suggestion. We start with the update on 40 Broad and their withdrawal. And then we go to 157 Duane, and then we go to the sidewalk. Then everybody will be present for the sidewalk and stuff. What do you think?
Okay. What's going on with 44?
so we're going with, 40 Broad. That was scheduled for, a new application. And they have a representative here that would like to give us an update.
Hi, Ben Savitsky, Bernstein Radon and Savitsky. We were here last month on this application. It was a transfer application with two new co-licensees with the same method of operation. Last month, the committee heard some pretty terrible testimony about what was happening outside of the restaurant. Ownership was not entirely aware of what was going on. We asked the committee to send us some of the opposition and the videos that they had received. We got it late last week and we have looked at it, and I want to thank Onesh for getting that together for us. I really appreciate that. We are withdrawing the application. There are clearly some things that we need to take care of at the restaurant before anything additional can happen. The building has hired a security guard that is going to stand outside and monitor the sidewalk. Some of the issues were happening on the sidewalk. They want to make sure that that is not happening in the future, which means that there's going to be no smoking out in front of the building, which is a big concern. And they're going to make sure that people who are walking by or leaving the restaurant are moved along quickly and make sure that nobody is being confronted on the street. Additionally, we've retrained our staff to make sure that nobody leaves the restaurant with an alcoholic beverage, which is against the law. Also, additionally, there was issues with parking on the street. We've contacted two parking garages in the area to start a relationship with them. Additionally, when somebody calls up and asks for parking, we are giving them the names of the two parking garages. We're telling them that they can't park on the street. We are also putting notices in the building, in the elevator, and at the entrance to the building that says where the parking garages are so that everybody knows where they can park. Ownership was really not happy with this. This is a terrible thing that happened. We're glad it was brought to our attention though, and hopefully we can move forward and we can have a better relationship with the community. And if you see us again, you're gonna have a much better application in front of you. So thank you, we're withdrawing the application.
So thank you. All right.
We
So
accept it
what was
without
the,
prejudice.
what was the issue with the smoking? I don't think I was here last.
So there were a lot of people who were leaving the restaurant in the middle of their meal and smoking right outside and leaving their cigarette butts right on the sidewalk. It's also a residential building, so the residents were constantly walking out of the building in a, kind of a cloud of smoke and having to deal with a lot of cigarette
All right,
butts.
because my issue is that, thank you, is that, first of all, you could put a ashtray outside.
I think they're already here.
There is one?
Yeah.
Okay, and the
Like right in front of the residential area.
yeah, but the problem is that then they're gonna go and smoke in front of somebody else's building.
Well,
And
but
that-
Pat,
Yeah,
that's the least of our problems. And I want to thank them for coming and addressing some of them. And it really is all can be dealt with it when they come back, but he understands the issue. Onej got them some of the footage that was a problem. And I thank them for withdrawing and not putting in a long provocative time tonight. So thank you,
Absolutely.
and you'll let us know when you figured out what you're going to do.
Just one more thing, we're gonna provide contact to Onej, just in case anybody in the community or the community board wants to contact us about an issue. We'll be available to discuss it quickly and get it resolved if there is an issue.
Just make sure you're in contact with the tenants in the building.
Yes, we will let them
Okay.
know. I collected some of their
That-
email addresses last time.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you all.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Excuse me, sir, are you up here?
I'm an applicant for the wine bar.
Oh, okay.
I just don't. Should I sit on the wall?
Where's you should?
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I didn't know.
Thank you.
You can just take one of the chairs from the table and.
No, I got this, you know, you don't nice sitting in the seat.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, number 2. 157 Dwayne. Where is that?
Oh, I see.
157 Dwayne.
I have Nick Bradley joining us in the Zoom.
And who was he?
He was the former tenant of the signer of my location. So he had he had a restaurant there for 11 years. And he's the one that is going to explain. So do you see him there, Nick Bradley? He says on.
I am on, yes. Can you hear me?
Just 1 minute. Before we go any further, I just want to be very clear. Mr. Bradley was the former owner, am I correct, or operator? And he had, if I'm not mistaken, a waiver for the ADA bathroom, okay? And our problem, Nick,
Yes.
so you don't go into a long, drawn-out whatever, because these meetings go on, is that you can't transfer what was given to you as a waiver to somebody else. It has to be done by the authority who gave you the waiver to give to the new owner. And until that is done, we can't do anything. That's the bottom line. So you can talk to us. We're perfectly willing to listen. But the real issue is I've read your waiver. We understand it. We've all read it. But the real issue, you can't transfer it. It doesn't work that way unless there's some legal document and unless there is a way that we can have proof that this has been accepted. It just can't happen in the air like this.
Okay,
That's why
so
we asked for the specifics. Okay, that's my piece of business. I don't have to say any more at the moment.
okay, so I spoke with my attorney, and he actually told me that, I didn't need him if I have Nick and my landlady and landlord, was that the judge, when he was sued, there was a time, everybody knows that the law firms sent everybody, people to the restaurants all over the United States, not only New York, to, so that they could make money really. And everybody got sued by not complying with the ADA, which was something that we didn't even know we had to do. So most of the stipulations for example, the stipulation that the judge gave to Nick to settle, and the defendant actually settled with those stipulations from the judge, was that there was no way of really building an ADA bathroom in a 1857 building. So the judge told the stipulations were, you have to have a ramp, the doors have to be wide enough, the entrance door, for the wheelchair to go through. You have to have a bell so that you can assist them, and also a sign, right, that is ADA accessible. And a lot of the restaurants in New York got the same stipulations, and we all complied with all of that. So, but luckily, I had a restaurant for 25 years in the West Village. My bathrooms were not possible to be ADA comply, right? It was such a small restaurant too, so we comply with whatever the judge said, like he complied with whatever the judge said and told him to do, and I'm doing exactly, I'm not changing anything, I'm doing exactly what the judge told him to do. So he's gonna explain to you also what the judge said, that by law, I don't know if you know, but if you do improvements to a space, let's say of $100,000 or more, 15% of those improvements have to go to building an ADA bathroom, right, if possibly feasible. He didn't have this improvement of 100,000 or more. So for him to build an ADA bathroom, and by the way, the bathroom costs $60,000. So for him to have 15% equals $60,000, that means he has to make an improvement of like.
No, but what I'm not understanding is you're talking about him. He's the former owner. You're now the
He-
new owner.
I got assigned, right? His lease got assigned to me.
What do you mean assigned?
He had a 15-year lease.
Right.
He did 11.
Assignment is with the sale of the lease.
Yeah, he sold it. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a new owner.
Right.
Right.
So it's a new
it's
restaurant, new LLC.
Right, so it's a completely different set of
what-
circumstances.
Yeah, but what the
Right,
judge,
but he said he was,
Yeah, but I
somebody's,
don't understand why.
he's going to explain, isn't he? Supposed to
Yeah,
give us
Nick, you
some
wanna know what happened?
information?
Yeah, folks, we're just looking at the wording of the settlement document.
No, isn't?
yeah, he's waiting for us right now. Nick, can you speak?
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm listening.
And
I want everybody just for a minute. I'm sorry I'm not there. Go to item 15 on the agreement
thank you.
that we have. Okay? And Nick, you can speak. You should speak before we ask any more questions. But go to item 15 and everybody should read it.
What's that?
We don't have
Yeah,
it.
we don't have it.
The parties are bound by this settlement agreement. Anyone who succeeds to the rights and responsibilities of either party is also bound. This settlement agreement is made for the benefit of the parties and to all who succeed to their rights and responsibilities, including without limitation, their successors or assigns.
That's new. He's gonna explain to you.
They shouldn't have to make a new.
Can he speak and explain if you want to hear him?
Sure.
Okay, is he ready? to-
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
From what I was told by the court, the Southern District of New York, I was in compliance with the laws due to the amount that was spent on renovations, and what I applied 15% to upgrades in the facilities. The bathrooms, because they would be, as she stated, Shapiro stated, 60,000 at least to move at least one upstairs. It was not required by law to do so. And I could continue, that location could operate with the understanding that if somebody comes in and spends more than the threshold that would get them past 60,000 or whatever it would cost to put a bathroom in upstairs, they would be required to move one upstairs. But if that threshold was not met, which was 15% of the general renovations, then the law stated that the bathrooms, you could operate a business with the bathrooms as they were.
Thank you. So I am not an attorney. The person who has to read this is Karen, and Karen can look at it and tell us what she thinks, because none of us are attorneys at this moment, except Karen.
All right, just let me say that it's customary that when people enter into agreements, they put in a paragraph finding all their successors. That's sort of boilerplate. The question really is whether or not the law permits them to do that. And I don't know the statute. That's not my area of law. My area is housing. So I cannot say for sure whether the human rights law in the city or the ADA or any other statute that covers people with different abilities would come into play here. But I guess my question is, I didn't see the end of the agreement. What, yeah.
Did you go to succession or?
No, I want to see the end because I want to see who signed it. Okay, so it's signed basically by private parties. What I was looking for was to see whether or not the court had so ordered it. And I don't see that.
Yeah, the judge would only allow us to continue operating in such a manner if the settlement was agreed to and we submitted it to the court. And then obviously I had to pay a certain amount to the defendant, but also the business was allowed to continue to operate as such with the restrooms downstairs.
Correct. That's all very clear. The issue that I don't want to get the new owner in trouble, I don't want to set a precedent for us, and I want that's why we're here, and that's why we called her back, because although I read what it says in 15, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. And I want to make sure that whatever we do is correct and that the new owner doesn't get sued also. And that the community board is carrying out its fiduciary responsibility of what we are obligated to do. So there you are.
I mean, just to speak to that point, it is possible that a lawsuit comes along, but it is still legal to operate the business unless Jupira spent more than a certain amount of renovations and 15% broke the $60,000 threshold. It's according to the Southern District of New York plus the federal laws, it is legal to operate in such a manner.
I understand, and it's why we're wrapped up in our underwear. You should pardon me, because the other part of the agreement states she was not originally party to this agreement, the new owner. So I'm at my wit's end trying to figure out, as is the committee, what really are what do we do here? I want to give the applicant the benefit of the doubt, but I don't want to do something that jeopardizes the community board where where I'm not sure what our legal responsibility is here.
Yeah, Susan, there's another little point here. Paragraph 18 of the agreement says no third-party beneficiaries, which is a contradiction perhaps to successors being bound and so on. So I think somebody who specializes in disability law or the Human Rights Commission really needs to take a look at this.
And that's why it was unclear to the committee at that point, because those, exactly what you said.
15 and 18.
But it wasn't specific to me. It was the law of the U.S. government and the Southern District of New York.
Yeah, but
It's not
it
just
is
me as the tenant.
Yes, it is the way it reads, and
But
I'm
that's-
looking. Wait.
No, I understand.
What I want to avoid is, and all of us on the committee, and we're stymied by this, Nick, and I don't want your owner not to be able to open. However, I don't know under whose purview this piece is and what agency or what we need to have it determined that we can all go forward and she can be approved for the SLA. I can't, one thing contradicts the other, and I'm like I'm like tied up in my underwear, I'm sorry to say.
But-
I can't figure it out, and I don't know what to do. And
But-
I don't know, uh, uh, there is some issue about the time that she has left, or do I understand that correctly?
No, but this isn't the law. This is just a settlement between me and the person, the plaintiff. The law of the land is what the judge was judging on. It wasn't, was using the government's ADA laws to apply it to this settlement. But this settlement isn't something that is binding the next tenant. The government's ADA laws still binds the tenant. And by the ADA laws, you are legally allowed to have bathrooms that are not 100% compliant based on what is on the books in the government. And the judge just used what was on the books with the federal government to apply it to this case. But that's not, that's to the space. That's to
I have,
to the law.
and I didn't think of this by myself, so I want to give credit where credit is due. Inej reminded us that we are here to approve a liquor license, all right? And the ability for her to serve liquor. And maybe if we agree in her plan and what she's drawn out for us, that we make a resolution, we have to take it to the full board, that we approve the liquor license, but we have some hesitation around the whole aspect of the ADA compliance. And we don't feel we can make a determination, and that maybe we leave it up to the SLA. I'm asking all of you, I don't know. I don't want to begrudge her the ability to at least move forward. But we're not proficient in the law.
I would agree, and I would, advise for you to probably find counsel just to make sure that you're safe for your own.
We can move forward on this.
But for the liquor license, I think we can move forward.
So that would be great. Thank you so much, because I am a lot of stress waiting for, of course, I need your approval to move forward with the SLA. So if you do that, that would be, it's very fair to me.
Well, at this point, it seems like that you're
Well, and now-
excuse me, you're in compliance. You're in compliance with everything else except that. And wondering if we could just in our resolution, be very specific.
Yeah.
About that piece of it, that this is our position.
Yeah.
And that, as far as,
Yeah.
we're here to approve a liquor license.
Yeah.
And she doesn't meet other criteria, which she says she's going to follow up on, and we need some guidance from some other, agency or authority.
Francis, let me just make one last comment. There's another paragraph which says that the parties agree that the U.S. District Court here shall retain jurisdiction, and that any future legal proceeding arising out of the settlement agreement shall go to that court. So it may turn out that it's necessary for somebody, either you or Nick, to go, or both of you, to go to the court and to say, we need your sign off.
Yeah, that's possible. The Landmark Commission, also, disapproved, like he was saying, because it's an 1857, building, it's a little, step to the entrance. And when they were trying to find out how much it will cost to, do all this compliance, the landmark said that you can't even lower, because it's a landmark building, it's a very old building.
Right.
So
Okay,
it's
so we
But you
have
put a ramp there.
a lot of landmark
Yeah,
buildings in our community,
Two
and they've
blocks from
managed to do something, make some kind of ramp.
No, they have the ramp.
So a ramp is fine.
I have a ramp, yeah. But I just want to say, I've been living in Tribeca. This is my community since 1998. So, I would really appreciate if you can help me go on with my business because.
Okay, so where we're at this point is that, committee, have any other suggestions besides what we've already discussed in that we are approving her for a liquor license with, and will include in our,
Comments.
our,
That's a,
A resolution.
a resolution, the areas that we're uncomfortable with and
Sure.
how we think they can proceed. We're approving it based on that.
I make a motion, we do that.
second.
Second.
All those in favor, anyone, all those in favor? Anyone abstain?
Hold on. Just- All those in favor?
I'm just gonna vote present because I just got.
Okay.
All those abstain?
Me, I'll abstain.
Karen's abstaining.
Any, noes?
Any recusal?
Well,
Any no's?
abstain, abstentions.
Yeah.
Abstain, and Mark?
Present.
Yeah, because he didn't hear it.
Marker?
He didn't hear it.
He didn't hear it.
They just walked in.
Okay, so with that, I think we're done.
I'm not coming back because last time I was here, with success and all the best. And then here I am again, I was left for the whole time.
Do us a favor, please. Let us know how it turns out.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you, you too. Okay, so now we're going to the,
Thank you.
85 West Broadway, application for a sidewalk cafe at Smythe Tavern. You have in front of you, this is the first one that we're doing for this, whole sidewalk cafe?
I think this was the second one.
Second one, okay. So please, everybody, with, are they here?
No?
Let's hear it for
Smith Hotel?
or
Smith? Smythe?
Never knew how to pronounce it.
I just thought it was Smith.
I think I know Smith, or- yeah.
Maybe they'll show us later.
It's really Walker's.
They're trying to have it on West Broadway?
So, excuse me,
Are they trying to have it on West Broadway or on Chambers Street?
can you put that?
West Broadway. Chambers Street, they got the bus stop there.
It's on West, yeah, it's on West Broadway.
Where they have the,
It's over,
Right.
it's over the, subway grades, which is my issue.
So this is between Chambers and one block south and Warren, right?
Warren, right.
This is- Yeah,
It's pictures.
It's really on the corner of Chambers.
Is this everything they submitted?
Yes. Yeah,
I mean, without having to reject it, I think we should ask them to come back and provide us with blueprints. Like everyone else does.
no, this is the first, this is how it's going to be.
We used to get blueprints all the time. We
Which I
had-
No, I mean, this is the first.
For sidewalk cafe?
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we would give,
But they should
that,
provide
that official blueprints that show, where trees are, where, light posts are,
Okay, so
We're
then
gonna-
that's a comment,
All that.
that's one of the comments
Yeah.
that we can
you
make.
can't
here.
rely on a hand drawing.
Because what we're looking at is, doesn't satisfy me. And
They should have it
and
right.
there's some stuff that's already missing in terms of there's no indication about the subway grades in that area, and there's a discrepancy between the fire hydrant and the other line there, the distance. One is 10.6 and the other is 5.8, which means that the fire hydrant is 2 inches wide.
They should have photographs. They should have those photos.
You probably did get it, you know, when you got them. Oh, yeah, she didn't make copies.
I told you.
Okay, here are the photos.
so you have a metal,
Okay.
you have a metal grading.
Yeah.
And across the street where the other on the other, going between Chambers and Reed, a similar situation, but it's already too late.
I know I'm not a community board member, but I also know to the right of the hotel entrance, that's not a restaurant. That's part of the hotel. The restaurant is to the left of the entrance. So that would,
That's true.
I mean, it is part of the Smythe building. I only know because our wine store used to be, just too much of a aggressive. So I know that lot very well.
So,
The entrance is
I'm going to
subway.
interrupt.
Excuse me. So this, yes,
Onesh, after you speak, Francis, Onesh has something to inform the committee. I think it's
so
important.
this,
Mhm.
this presentation is not acceptable. And leaves a lot of things that are unclear in terms of the discrepancy between the distance. Also the subway, they didn't include the subway grades, and there's some other issues in terms of the actual location and the distance, and it's hard to decipher the actual placement of the outdoor cafe from this graph, and we need something that's more definitive so we can make a better recommendation.
So looking at the photographs, they're talking about putting it against the building, not on over.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Good afternoon, I'm Devon Wise, and Director of Operations for, which one are you talking about specifically?
Oh, so you care.
I apologize for the landlord as well.
It's okay.
So yes, that cafe is against the building there. So the 3 or 5 tables that you see described, 15.5 feet long. Against the wall in between the hotel entrance and restaurant entrance.
Can we go back to the photographs?
So the photograph that you had up did not display the cafe setup. So as you see there, that is the windows on the West Broadway side, and the tables will be set up against those windows there on either side of the hotel entrance. That center picture there with the Johnny bump is the hotel entrance. So there will be tables set on either side of that entrance. The subway entrance is about 20 feet to the left of that red pump, just off the corner of Chambers and West Broadway.
Can somebody just look back at the dimensions? How much space is left between the grading and the wall of the building?
It's on there.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's the packet.
It says 17, it looks like 17 feet on the end.
Well, no, that's the feet, that's
No,
the
That's what you,
No, it looks like they're saying there's gonna be 10 feet,
Yeah, but you want.
10 feet of space for pedestrians.
Yeah, part of that is the subway grading, and
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to be 8 feet
Uh,
on its own.
Our architect, one of our board members who is an architect and who is very well versed in this, and who knows all about this, there is trouble with this drawing. It's not up to specifications. It's not the way it should be submitted, the way I understand it. Onesh, correct me if I'm wrong.
Just stop.
Mark was correct in what he was asking for. This doesn't give us any sense, and I don't think DOT would accept this either. So there is work to be done here, and rather than going back and forth tonight, they have to give us a real a plan with everything included in the specifications. I believe I'm correct with this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
actually,
We
I
need a
have an
blueprint.
update from
You gotta give us a
DOT.
blueprint, not a hand drawing.
Okay,
A
wait.
blueprint of everything that's on the street.
Right.
Parking meters, rates, fire hydrant,
No problem.
tree
Wait,
beds.
wait, wait,
all
wait,
that.
wait.
Well,
We
that's
do
not
have an
submitted
update.
Application, that's
Excuse
not.
me,
Please,
we do have an update from DOT.
Okay, so because of the nature of the relationship between DOT and the community board and this process and our process, we have already, pointed these out, Mark, to, DOT.
So,
Right.
And what they suggested was that we include everything on the sheet that we're gonna be submitting.
The comment sheet.
And they also said that they will work with the applicant to get the site plan in better condition and ensuring all the rules are met.
What does that mean?
That's not
But
acceptable.
it means that they're
I'm just saying, I know
aware
you're recording.
that we are not, that we're unclear about what
Yeah,
happened.
I got that part, but to get the site plan in better condition, what are they gonna do, remove the subway grades?
No,
And-
get
and-
the
and-
plan.
No. It's the plan. They have to really show it to us in actual, like a drawing, like an architectural drawing.
Yeah, physical plan.
Not a hand drawing, but we have a number of items on a comment sheet. Am I correct, Onej?
Yes.
And that's what we can comment on, all of this to DOT. Correct?
Susan, these options are simple. We can approve it based on what we see here, which personally I will not do. We can reject it, which would be bad for him, or we can ask him to come back with the
No,
proper
it's, you
document.
read the sheet, there are places on this form
Yeah, no, I
that
understand.
we put all that information,
Right.
and it will go back to him, everything that.
Because,
So,
Mark,
but it have to be that we have not, clear to DOT that we have not approved this pending. or-
It's not, no, once they get this back, this is the beginning of the approval process.
Right.
They're not doing anything.
We don't have to
before
send
they
that
get
to
this
him.
back.
We can send it to him next month when he
No.
comes back with a proper.
No,
Comments
we'll
by
send it to
November
them
9th.
this month, and they'll get back to us. Who will get back?
That's not, it's supposed to be new.
Oh, we're sending it to
It's
DOT.
never- it's never-
Okay, so it's something
I mean,
new.
When we had unacceptable presentations, we would have them come back.
We are not.
There,
it-
at some point,
it
it
is
is going
a
to
new
happen,
procedure
because
since-
we're saying, we're gonna indicate on here the things that we're uncomfortable with, and DOT is already aware of that, and they realize that in the big scheme of things, that they're not really in compliance. So they're gonna help them, since this is the first one, and this is a whole new project that's being rolled out. So
But how are we gonna be assured that he's gonna be come back here?
When I show up with the revised plan, and that's.
Right, and that's when they'll get the approval process, the approval
Put in
from
permanent
us.
that don't exist yet.
With DOT, like,
But you're right, it's a new
DOT
procedure.
might just,
Since they took it away from
right,
community affairs,
right, yeah,
that's where it used to be.
right.
Mark, I want everybody to understand this. It is such a terrible place we're in. Please understand me. The bottom line is that it's DOT's decision. DOT makes the decision. We, as the committee and the community board, have to submit and make all the comments we are against, Mark. We don't get to approve it or disapprove it again or anything anymore. We get it here. It's all unacceptable to us. So we have to put in the issue of the subway gradings, and people don't want to walk on that. We have to say we don't see the
Distances and.
we can, and that if that had all of these modifications and all these issues that we're concerned with, we would approve it, but we haven't seen any of this. That's what I understand we can say. Am I correct? Does anybody else know this?
But the agency
Tammy's
cannot
not
be
here. What?
Arbitrary and capricious in just, I know you say they make a decision, but they can't be arbitrary and capricious in ignoring what we say.
No, all right. I'm not disagreeing with you, Mark. What I want is, I want Onej, who has been in on all of this, Francis and I have not, to at least explain. So go to it, Onej.
Sure. So how the process works is the applicant applies to DOT. DOT draws up the application, makes sure that on their end, everything is almost up to snuff, and then it comes to the community board for approval, or comments, as, I would put it. There are three options on the stipulation sheet that we need to submit in this particular applicant's case. The deadline is November 9th. And that's all the time we have to make our comments on this particular application. The three recommendations are the community board recommends approval. The community board recommends approval with modifications, or the community board recommends denial. Now, if you want to make changes, you would, and still approve them with those changes. It's similar to the stipulation sheet that we use for liquor licensing, as long as they comply with the stipulations and the resolution, then, we recommend approval. That's how it's basically like laid out.
No.
So any changes or recommendations that the committee has, we need to add that into the comment box, and then if you would approve it with those if the client needs those accommodations, then you would just check approval with modifications.
This is what I'm saying from the beginning, and we wasted 15 minutes on this. I cannot make an approval or an approval recommendations based on this drawing. It should be a denial, and if he wants to come back, or they send them back, or whatever the case is. Make all the reasons why we can't make any determination based on what we don't
We're
know.
gonna take a vote.
Can we not approve if they come back with drawings in compliance with what we're asking?
I don't know, it's deadline apparently.
Well,
So-
we're on November, we have a month, we have a, wait. We have a month for them, or at least before our full board meeting. If we make all the comments, Mark, and they get back the full drawing, we have made our, we can still say, we will approve it with these modifications, and it goes to DOT. But I'm always afraid of everybody, and I want you to hear me, and Mark, you know this better than anybody else. If we deny it, then they pay no attention to us. And we don't get to use any of our input about the sidewalk ratings, or whatever. And maybe, the point being is that rather than do anything right now, they know what they have to do. We will leave it, and they come to the executive committee. And you
That's
come
what
to that, Mark. You come to the executive committee with the plans and everything in place, and we give them our comments right now quickly, and that they come then, and then we make a decision there.
But it's a little different, Susan, it's like a denial based on, there's too many chairs, there's too many tables, there's too many chairs, it's on a side street. Those arguments. This is a denial based on the presentation is completely inadequate.
Well, that's why, of course, but then they go to DOT with it all in place, and we've had no input. That's what bothers me, Mark, okay? And I don't know where DOT is in all of this. This is the first
This is
time.
our first one.
No, second.
Second, first one.
So the recommendation is to ask them to come back to executive to present with all the materials.
Yes, with all the things we are concerned about.
Let us review it and have it in the package. And, by the.
It's not compliance, it's having a presentation that we can look at and understand.
Well, that's
Right, but
what
that's
what they're asking.
Yeah.
Same thing, you say, hey, Mr. Wise, come back with a diagram
Right.
and a presentation that we can understand and decipher, then we can decide. But
So you have an architect here,
All right,
they'll
so
have those schematics.
can we call the question?
No.
Is there a question?
Is there a motion?
Okay, so what our motion is that we're gonna ask them to come back to, on October 17th to executive committee with the completed plan.
Which to look at the website of DOT, what they're supposed to do.
I was gonna say that DOT is supposed to then help them do a accurate and completed plan.
just one note, so when I submitted this application, we run several restaurants, not just only in CB1, but in CB2 and other places. So when we submitted this application, at first, of course, we got a reply from DOT or from whatever, I can't remember, given us counsel on how we should change the original application that's submitted back probably in May. So this last submission on a recommendation of, I can't say who right now, but I can go back and find out. But I've already amended this diagram. So if you're looking for me to amend it again, no problem. Just tell me specifically what you need to be outlined and done.
Listen to me
The
carefully,
blueprint-
please,
blueprint
sir.
of-
Mark, Susan.
Just listen carefully. On the website of the DOT, Alice posted it today, that it's very clear what you have to do. A hand drawing and all of this is not sufficient. It's not sufficient for DOT. So it's not sufficient for them. It's certainly not sufficient for us. And so what we're asking is if you need to go to DOT and they help you draw it out and do as Mark also has explained, we need a real, not a handheld diagram. We need something very official looking on how it's going to look. And we have concerns. Is it, what are they? The Great? Where is it located? Here is what a typical plan looks like from the site. Thank you, Onej. You did this, right? I mean, she didn't do it, but it's been submitted. This is what DOT is requiring so that the applicant understands what they have to put in and the requirements and everything that's in it. And we have some concerns, and those concerns should be stated for this gentleman so that he can understand what we're concerned about.
And again, I thank you for that, but I have an email from Chase Bridge at dot.nyc.gov that said that I could submit a hand drawn. But of course, I understand that that's been changed. We want to comply. So by October 17th or November 9th, whatever date that you give me, I will have a blueprint with that information given to you.
I do also question though, if the DOT is already involved, why haven't they just said, you can't have this here with the subway grates right there and with the fire, with the hydrant right there? I mean, it would seem it's pretty clearly inappropriate.
Everything on the sheet and submit it, and then they'll consider.
But I mean, if they've already gotten involved, why don't they just say, oh, no, it's not a good site?
Because Miriam, who are we dealing with? Come on. If we leave it up to them, we'll be swinging in the wind, Cookie. You know that.
Is it Smith Hotel or Smythe Hotel?
Sniffles.
Big question, I think.
All right, so we'll call Mike.
Yeah, well, because it is Smith restaurants, we didn't want to.
Some people were asking about it.
I
Okay,
tell you this, we all fight at the restaurant, whether it's Smith or Smith. Someone's present.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is
Thank you.
To fill out the form and whatnot?
Tell
Second.
the DOT to come back with an appropriate and completed plan.
On
The blueprint.
October 17th at the executive committee, answering
Terminology.
an appropriate blueprint.
answering all of the questions related to the fire hydrant, the spacing, the tables, everything. Is that okay?
Great,
Yes.
distance, clearance, yeah.
Okay, all those in favor, or who called the question already?
Call the question.
second.
Second.
Favor?
I'm abstaining.
That's okay.
Okay. Abstentions, refusals,
Susan vote?
Susan, what's your vote?
I said, yes, I'm fine, as long as he comes back. If he doesn't come back, that's, we showed him a plan, we showed him what the DOT is. Mark made the point from the very beginning. He's got his walking papers,
because the
okay?
meeting is on the 17th.
Of course. One question, is anything formally being sent to me or? is it- Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great night, everybody. See you.
It's a.
Next.
Favorite dinners. Sorry, dinners?
Okay, the next, all the rest of it should be real easy.
So where are we now?
Okay, so let's go back and it's 76 chambers.
Oh, okay. I have some And copies of the thing. You guys want? I just give them.
Yes. 76 changes. When I looked at it, it's okay.
We just passed it around.
Not all
It
the
used
rest
to be
of them,
the Usman
What?
copy.
not all the rest of them are simple.
Each one.
You got submersive ones.
I don't know.
That's not
This is
submersive.
between, Broadway and-
You gotta find out.
Is this between Broadway and Church, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Twenty exchange.
Oh, it's on here.
Like I said, I think the only thing that's different here is that it's been revised to be called Freddie's, not BBT. Freddie is my business partner. We-
Okay.
Okay, so this is between which avenues?
Broadway and Church.
Does anybody else need, I have extra copies.
Yeah, I have one.
Kind of like in the middle of the block.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Am I supposed to like sit in a particular place or over here?
Speak into,
One of these.
Take there.
Public
And I also
capacity.
have, I was supposed to make one copy of the configuration sheet. Am I supposed to give that to you now?
Bill will deal with the stipulation she got.
No, the printouts I made 10 and then I was supposed to make one of these.
Okay, I'll share one with him.
Okay, so we're going through this and there
Oh,
are
yeah, I do have more.
boxes that aren't checked. We need information.
Guys, do I,
no, just let us read it.
there you go. Okay.
Public assembly capacity.
So you're asking?
Yes.
I believe that my business partner, Freddie, you talking about occupancy or?
Well, isn't there a public assembly permit for the space? It should be.
It's not a big, it's not a large
Cafe,
bar.
It's very small. I
No,
don't
so
think,
you vote.
It's not a large bar.
we don't have a,
I passed by it for small space.
So 20 people is the limit.
there's 20, there will be 20 seats and 2 tables. It's pretty small. The idea is to be a casual wine bar affiliated with Chambers Street Wine, which is my family's wine store, which has been in the neighborhood since 2001. We opened in June '01. And the restaurant called Chambers NYC, which is closer to Church Street, also on Chambers Street. So we would be loosely sort of affiliated in a familial way. All the folks in the neighborhood who like wine know about family store. We opened just before.
Do you
9/11.
intend to apply for DOT dining?
No,
sidewalk?
we can't, it's too tight. It's a no parking, no standing zone, so we will not be ever applying for street.
So that could
Call the question.
Wait.
No.
The only thing I noticed is Sunday, 11 PM. Traditionally, we do 10 PM on our Sundays.
We could adapt that, yeah. It's above us, there's no residential, it's a commercial space.
Next
There are
door.
residentials in that building, but we could adapt it
That
for
is true.
Sunday. It's not a problem.
All right, so
If you prefer.
change Sunday to 10.
Yeah.
There's no kitchen?
No, the no hood, it's really small.
It's just so tiny.
It's very tiny. I've been there. It's very
It's
tiny.
100 feet, it says, square feet.
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Question?
20 by 20.
I'm still speaking.
Go ahead.
Don't rush, Mark, you know. he's here.
I will.
Go on, Mark, ask the question.
I will say that delivery between 9 PM and 7 AM, typically it's, when we looked into we were basically putting the information that the building gave us, but because it's a very large commercial owner, and with a few residentials that are part of their board, but about 12 of the people out of the 14 are corporate. They indicated in their lease agreement that deliveries needed to be between 9 PM and 7 AM. But there's a stipulation in their paperwork that says if deliveries are not available at the time, that this should be at a reasonable time. For a wine bar or wines, even a retail wine store, typically deliveries are during daytime hours. So I don't believe that we will be able to receive deliveries between 9 PM and 7 AM because there is not a single distributor of wine that delivers between those hours. But we were my business partner was using the hours that the building gave us, but there is stipulation that the building does allow for deliveries during daytime hours. And they also allow for garbage collection during the normal garbage collection hours of restaurants or wine bars, which is typically after 11 PM and before 4 AM.
So why don't you put that in there?
I was looking at it and I'm sorry I didn't ask him to revise it.
No,
This
don't worry
was-
about it. Just
Yeah.
add it to it. It has to be notarized. And I am going to recommend to the committee, because I'm so nutsy, that one staff and one board member always, that there now be a signature on each stipulation, so we know
Sure,
that
it
we
would only
have
be,
seen
it
it.
would only be number 7 and number 8 on the stipulation list, which
That's
is.
fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Are you gonna have deliveries from your wine store and the restaurant to here?
Sorry.
If someone wants to order food?
Oh, you guys?
No, I mean, are you gonna, if you don't have a kitchen,
We don't have a kitchen.
so are you gonna, deliver wine or food from your wine store or restaurant to here if someone orders it on the
You
delivery?
do deliveries.
Is this we would be happy to provide a free meal and wine to your community board? I thought that this was like a comical
The
thing.
patrons that are gonna be here.
Oh, no,
Can they order wine from the liquor store
The-
or food from your restaurant to have delivered to them?
Chamber Street Wines is a separate business that's been around since 2001. We do deliver in a neighborhood. This is gonna be a wine bar. It's on premise only.
And no delivery of food?
There's no delivery of food. No, there's no food delivery. The food is gonna be cold plates, on premise only.
There is multiple US Navy management experience.
That's my business partner, Freddie.
What is it from you?
He's a senior, used to be a senior commander in the Navy. And I've been trying to convince him to retire so that he could just, he's been living in Tribeca for a long time. And I told him, I just, anytime there's a crisis anywhere in the world,
Oh, I understand.
they call on him because he's really good at problem solving and I just think that it'd be nicer for him to just have a wine bar.
Well, okay.
Can we call the question?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
With the changes of 10 o'clock.
Yeah, obviously, so that, yeah. and I'll
With the
indicate
changes,
that.
Susan? Anybody
Yeah,
else on
yes,
that?
yes. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It'll be
Good
really
luck.
nice to
Good
be in the
night.
neighborhood.
When are you looking to open?
The State Liquor Authority currently, is not, they're very backlogged. So they have been offering temporary, wine and beer licenses that are typically attainable within about 3 months. So we hope with minor improvements, it's not gonna be a big change because, the coffee place had nice flooring and we don't need to do much except for build a bar around where the plumbing was. So it won't be very big adjustments to the space, but we're hoping maybe 5 to 6 months. Yeah, if we can get the temporary license from
I
that
hope
side.
it's sooner. Good for you. Good
You
luck.
too. I opened a wine bar on the Lower East Side and I had to wait 10 months for a license. And you have to pay rent the entire time waiting.
I know,
And
I know. Okay,
But we hope that, if pending this, vote here at the community board, we should be able to get our lease, starting November 1st. We should be able to get the work done and hopefully we can open early next year.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
and get that stip back to us, notarized and all, please.
The stipulation sheet, there was like the one.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Got it.
Okay, is anybody here from 455 North End?
Okay, yes. Yeah, Frank-
Susan has a-
I just want to say one thing. I want Onej to put a signature on each stipulation for one of the board, from all of them going forward, and a signature of the staff, so that we're really accountable as well, that we've seen it's been done to
The
our.
signatures are there, currently.
No, I'm not talking about you. Don't worry about you.
Thank you.
Only us.
Good night. Okay,
We'll-
four
we can
fifty-five,
send
North,
If we get open, we'll send you guys some food though.
no.
No, we can't accept
No.
it.
We can't accept, but just let us know you're opening. Good luck.
Yeah.
No.
Separate.
Fred Wally, no, he grew up in Africa, he looked a little different than that guy.
Okay, 55 North Avenue. Okay.
North End.
Yes, North End.
Thank you guys, thank you so much.
So we're here to apply for a liquor license for the Battery Park by Sunrise Senior Living Independent Living Community. The place already has a liquor license, but we're changing entity name, so we want to transfer it to the new entity now.
Is senior,
So
Senior
the-
Independent
wait,
Living,
so what
or
is- you want to,
make it more experiential.
Is this the home?
I think that may have been 20 years ago,
Well,
or 15 years
it
ago.
will always be the home.
Oh, okay, so, I don't know. It's new to me.
Your hand after this?
So just
you're gonna
change it.
No, we're not changing anything. We should, assuming that they're having the same type of operation, same space, same residents, and it's really just for residents.
It's just for
Yeah,
residents.
yeah.
And their families.
And if
It's
the
just-
family want to
right.
come in,
right,
It's just-
no alcohol, it's wine, beer, and
Yeah.
cider.
right.
Okay.
Can we call the question? Second.
Second. All those in favor? Any abstentions and whatever? No? No, okay,
Thanks.
unanimous.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, okay. Moving right along, 5 Gold Street. Names.
Yes. My partner should be on the Zoom call. Her name is Valentina. I don't know if she can.
Yes, she is.
My name's
Bring her over.
Do you have anything to hand out?
No.
Okay.
So just to tell a little bit about our business, I've been partnering with my partner,
This is
Nick,
the new one?
passed away a few months ago.
Oh,
So when I joined him, he had everything pretty much set on his name, so I just became a partner through Stars Corporation and managing the restaurant. So now after he passed, now we need a liquor license to be transferred to my name. So I've been there since 2007. Now, on his will, everything that was his become, went to his wife, which is Valentina. So we're trying to transfer same liquor license, same corporation, nothing is gonna change, just the name on the corporation is gonna be changed.
for her name.
It's gonna be to her and mine, we put in
Oh,
on
to
both,
both.
yes.
Okay.
Should be 50/50?
On corporation, we have 51.49. You, which one are you? I'm the 49.
something.
And is Valentina online?
Yes.
And according when we sign up, the Saturn Corporation can have 50/50, that's the one.
Yeah.
Same hours and everything that you
Same,
currently have.
everything is same, nothing changed.
So,
What are they at? I think it's just in here.
Please. She has something to say? I don't know, she has.
Valentina, are you there?
Hello, good evening, I am.
Do you have anything you want to add?
Nope. Everything he said is accurate. We're just, looking to take over the liquor license from my husband's name, have it transferred to my name as well as Barat's, and everything is staying the same.
Condolences on your husband's passing.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
call the question.
Just add language, it's will contingent on no change in method of operation or hours.
Right.
Nothing is changing.
All those in favor?
I don't know.
Ever been there?
No.
Very good.
Okay.
Susan?
Have to go.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Any abstentions and refusals?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, thank you, good
Thank you.
luck.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Have a great night.
You also.
130 William?
5 Gold Street.
What about what about 18?
I was.
So we skip
Nothing for now.
Okay.
We'll get rid of that.
Okay.
So it's gonna be discussion. 130 William?
Thank you.
Thank you.
1:30 isn't here?
No, she's giving out stuff.
Oh.
She got stuff.
So here in line.
We're good, we're good.
Yeah, be one second.
Okay. Is this there?
Yeah, I mean, I can't, I mean.
I don't know if it's just the online version, but I'm not seeing the hours on the.
It's 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yeah, we need to belay that.
This is not. Can we pull a question?
No, wait, hold it a second.
Please, Madam.
Stipulation sheet doesn't have anything checked off, DJ, music, Bryanson, yes or no's are not there.
And here it is.
At least in this package. We're gonna find it out.
I'm seeing recorded music.
Yeah, recorded music.
This,
Section 3.
this one has no been checked off from the.
I am at the
Well, the one via email that we got to review earlier.
Well, can we go over what it says then?
Recorded music.
H3.
Very, you know,
Well,
background.
Is there any residential in the building?
It's mixed. Yeah, it's
So
mixed.
you have a soundproofing?
They close by 6 o'clock in the evenings.
Can I please let the applicant answer my questions? We have any sound, is there a resident above you? Okay. So, with, in section 4, was all those questions answered no?
Why don't you read them up, Mark, so that I can do it right here?
All right,
No, yes.
Yes, there's a big, no.
Section 4 is
the packet that she submitted does not have the answer to these questions.
on page.
I can't see it.
Take it, Mark.
Look what I have. There's
No,
nothing-
that's not the right page.
Go back.
Go forward, go forward.
This is the stipulation. sheet.
Go to section 4. The information is there.
But the stipulation sheet needs to be signed. And it's not checked off.
But on these, you'll take care of that.
Yes.
What page are we on?
Page 2. You're on 4, right?
Mhm.
Section 4, I mean.
Mhm.
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not familiar
Mark
with
was talking about the stipulation sheet,
Yeah, this is
which is
mine.
one page later.
Yeah,
But
I'll
on
go with the-
this,
you
we'll
guys.
take care of it. Yeah.
Well, something that closes at 6 o'clock.
Anything
else, Mark?
No, sure you want it, hold it. Yeah.
So I have one question. 130 William Street, is it in the kind of walkway between Maiden and John? What is it? Where is it exactly?
It's where the city building is.
Yeah, right by there.
You go upstairs.
Between John and Fulton.
Yes.
There's a city services
We'll
building.
work that,
Thank you.
that
Thank
project was gonna put them out of business.
Right.
That's why I'd really like.
Got
to
it.
just
I
turn
got
this
it.
and let them
Yeah,
be
yeah.
open.
It's next to that restaurant next door.
Yeah.
Right.
We're sitting in the back of the public plaza. We are planning to applying for something. So.
This is the question. Once the building empties out, they're gone. It's dark.
So you're saying you'll come back to ask for more, for later hours? Well, that's what I was asking you.
Mark opened up the
That's what I
camera.
was asking you. It was 6 o'clock is unusual, so I was asking you, so avoid coming back, if you want to modify your hours.
It's 6
to be
o'clock
later.
because the building empties out.
The
It's
building.
all- It's all.
That's
our choice. That's our choice.
Yeah, she might not want more, she might want more hours.
Or she can come back and ask.
Well, that's what I wanted.
Wanna do the 10?
She said, she asked me,
But then we gotta really go over it now.
she asked me,
We're making.
you just said you want this for outdoor,
Time.
open, and then she would come back for additional hours. The warning now, why don't we just do it now?
What time do you want to be open until?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
There's no problem. We're creating something.
So she wants to do till 9.
So now,
Just
now,
Monday
so
through
now
Friday
other stuff
now?
matters, because it is a mixed building,
Right.
there is residents, we do
Yeah.
have to make sure that there's not gonna be noise. So 6 o'clock, it doesn't, who cares?
Right.
Right.
But
Now,
this
this
is,
is, but
Yeah, and we brought up something where there was no problem.
and then she could come after when she comes for renewal,
Yeah.
and she wants to
So
up
let
the
her-
hours.
let her
Why don't
come
you
back.
wait till it's time for a renewal?
open up
And
the
then if you
store.
wanna, you get a chance to see how it works out, and you might wanna extend it and you might not. So you're gonna wait for renewal, and then you can come back and we'll be okay.
Have to pay your workers more, open later.
When do we renew?
A year, you can go back in.
Yeah. Okay, so you give yourself a
She
year
said she's good
to
with.
kind of get settled and everything, and then so we're gonna keep everything the way it is now for 1 year. Oh, okay.
We'd like to see it.
Call the question.
Second?
Yeah, I want to see 6.
All those in favor? Any objections?
No, I'm sorry.
Moving right along. Thank you very much.
Right side and then the left
We
side.
got one more, and then we have, the other one, a big one. This is the Oculus,
Good luck.
185.
Good luck.
185 Greenwich, and this is in the, okay. Hi.
My name's Amir, I'm a business hospitality, and, this is Justin.
185 Greenwich. It's in Oculus.
So which one is this?
Number 5 in financial district.
Ah, okay.
Wait a minute,
Number 6.
185 Greenwich is under number 5 in financial district.
There is no
It
six.
says number
Number
5
5 on.
It
because it's in the,
five.
it's in the Oculus,
It says
so.
number 6 on mine.
Right here, it says 185 Greenwich Street, right? It says 5.
It says 6 on mine.
Oh, you
Well,
got
how about this, you both right?
Thank you. So
wait.
this one is fine, this is fine.
She's
This
looking
is
at
another
something
thing,
different.
I don't really care
Look
about
at
stuff
the
that's in the
original.
Oculus.
Nobody
Fine.
lives in there.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, this
Yeah,
is
nobody
the-
lives in the
Yes.
office. Why are
Okay.
we concerned?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect, 100% listen.
Recorded music, background, it's in the Oculus.
Yeah. Can we just approve it?
No, we can't. You know what can.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, see?
No, no, no. Where are the signatures?
Right here.
They're there.
There's a bunch of.
Where?
Yep. Oh, yeah, there's
They
a
got 'em?
section called petition.
Yes, hold on.
Support.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
These signatures are not for the people who live right there.
In the office.
Nobody, nobody,
It's like a block away from the Oculus, so.
And your signature is not
And my
there.
signature is not here.
This story can't be funny, this.
I do. But you know, it's like Brooklyn, it's all over the place. It's
Yeah.
people going through the
These are
Oculus.
tourists that
Yeah,
signed
it's
it,
people going
Which
through. the-
but again, in the Oculus.
But technically, it should be.
But it said that there's no residential signatures from, World Trade.
The third sheet has signatures from people that also work in the area.
Yeah, so there's really, technically, right,
Right,
we should have people who live
right,
in the area. So there should be, Granite South, there should be Fulton Street,
right.
there should, you know, Nassau.
But we're not gonna.
But we're not going to label this, I hope, because it's in the Oculus.
Right.
And you close it
And what did they
then.
push on here?
Right,
No residential buildings, you know,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
it's not, it's something that can't be.
The only residential is the hotel and the people in
And
the
the hotel is
cemetery. And I don't think they're gonna complain.
I don't know if they do, we have a problem. Big
Can we have
problem.
dancing on this?
Can we call the question?
Yes.
We called the question?
Garbage?
Yep, we did.
Where's
They-
the question?
It's in the Oculus, they handle all that stuff.
Under stuff, yeah, underground.
Underground.
Another,
Like Disneyland in there.
another role.
Yeah.
Place to operate. It's fine.
Can we call the
Yeah,
question, please?
yeah, it's been called and seconded.
We did.
Can we vote, please?
All those in favor? Any abstentions, recusals?
Abstain.
You're abstaining?
Oh, no. Great.
Oh, here's the garbage thing is over here.
Yeah. They handle all that stuff inside.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Wait. Get up on the stipulation.
Okay, we
So what's the best? Let us address.
My sign is a little more central back.
This is you?
You know what it looks like? Somebody's been kidnapped.
So which one?
Yeah.
Twenty.
A little confusing.
This is the one that we rejected a long time ago, like that, 24 hours. So it's very. There, 5,000 people converging on. Oh, yeah. And they went to the SLA during the pandemic. Right, now they're back.
May I give some history?
Yes,
Yes, please. Susan is going to
They
take
came,
over this one.
they came to us in February of 2020. Okay? Then there was the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. We set a
Thank you.
long resolution. Some of us have reread it. We opposed the granting of a liquor license.
Right.
And then we all went to the SLA. We did. Francis and I did, and some additional, and I think in those days it was Lucian and Jen. And Miriama, you came, didn't you?
Yep.
We all went, and the commission gave them a whole list. They imposed stipulations, okay? And then the group had also agreed at our meeting to a number of things, which haven't quite happened. Some have happened, and in all fairness, there are a couple of things that haven't happened. Joel's and my building, where we live in the same building, the exit for their performance, the people come out on Beaver Street. But there were a number of things that they were going to comply with, which were an exit on William, drop off that was to happen at Water and Wall, because the streets are so narrow there and because people live in those buildings. People live in 20 Exchange, where their place is. It's a condo building. And we had a number of protests, a number of variety of things. But I think that other than we don't have a traffic plan, and we're worried about where the exit and entrance are, and there were all these other stipulations. And that's what I'm giving you as a backup, a background. And Joel and I are here to also answer questions, and they're here to present what they want to present.
Good evening, I'm Ravi Sharma, I'm the attorney for Submersive LLC. DBA Life and Trust is the theater that's happening, and it's been happening for the last 5 months. Cafe opened back in February, I believe. Here with me is Jonathan Hockwell, who's one of the owners. We have Lawrence Green, who is the head of F&B, and he's also the community liaison. I believe he was here before you in February, announcing that the Conwell Cafe was open, or was opening imminently, and spoke with you then. I also have Nicholas Puglia, who's the production manager, and I have Victoria Lee sitting to my left, who is the head of operations. Most likely, I should be able to answer your question, Mr. Hockwell, and Mr. as well. You are right. This applicant was before you back in 2020, I believe, was approved by the liquor authority with a number of stipulations or rules which are being here too. We're seeking a increase in hours to what's listed in your community board application guidelines of revision 3 of 2024 for the financial district of midnight, Monday through Wednesday, 1 a.m., Thursday through Saturday, and midnight Sunday. And that's what we're asking for.
I want to remind.
Any specific questions we have?
We only get to 10 o'clock on Sunday.
Well, that's interesting, because what I'm concerned, I'm confused by your revisions in your application guidelines. It says here, financial district closing hours midnight and on Sunday.
When did that go on?
It says, it's on your website.
And so what happened to our 10 o'clock closure on Sunday?
Where's this one? Well, somebody, seems like any faces.
No, we had said it's because we've become a residential community, that Sunday, 10 o'clock closure for
We
everyone.
also had those separate stipulations for the large venues. What about that? Does that say anything on the time?
I don't know.
I mean, I looked at some of the stipulations. that you guys
Well,
had
there,
on.
there are two things here. I'm going to
Go beyond these
interject.
hours, by the way.
I'm going to interject. Where places are located are critical to how our hours go. We don't like to give till 12 a.m. on a Sunday in a residential neighborhood. That's so you know that, number one. And I want to remind you all, because I don't know whether the committee has it in front of them, that we had a number of hours, if you looked in our resolution, but the SLA gave you Sunday through Thursday, alcohol service ends at 10. Everybody was out at 11. Fridays and Saturdays and nights before federal holidays, alcohol service ends at 11 and people were out at midnight. Sundays, it ended at 9 and people were out by 10. That was in the original application. That was approved by the SLA. They made those hours. We had a little more stringent hours, but that's what SLA came up with. Okay? Now, I have two questions and then I'm going to let the committee ask you. One, are you a performance space? Because my understanding of performance spaces, there is no real acting or whatever performance space that goes 7 days a week. They get 1 day off at least. Actors Equity, their contracts, a variety of things, but you are open 7 days a week. Am I correct?
Yeah, there's no rule that I know of.
That's Broadway, but this is non-union. Well, I'm not saying I'm for it, I'm or against, I'm just saying that's not totally, I mean, I think Broadway. I think.
Okay, I'm just going over, that was it, and that there were other issues around traffic and whatever. I'm gonna leave it all to the committee now and to the presenter. Sorry, I just had to get those things out.
Before they opened, people were concerned about queuing up on the streets and all that, so what's happened?
Well, the thing is that there's no cleaning up on the streets whatsoever because the way it's configured inside, there's long hallways that lead to where you have to check in. And then there's more long hallways where you have to get to coat check. And there's more hallways before you get to the Conwell Cafe.
So it
which
was
is-
not an issue.
It's never been an issue, not at all.
Joe?
And that's, it's specifically made so that that would never become an issue. They know that that's a concern and it always is a concern.
And then what's going on with cars?
Well, the thing is that there's not been a major issue with this. There's plenty of subways around. It has a staggered start between, I think, 6:30 and 7:30 or so. Most people come with subways or Ubers and they're in and out. It's not, the maximum capacity of the theater right now is 500 and that's 500 people coming in over an hour and a half in cars or subways. No one's usually coming by.
So you live there.
They're not parking, no parking issues.
So then you and Joel live there.
Is there an issue with Ubers waiting and idling while people are coming out?
Well, there hasn't been, I don't believe if there's been any complaints from the building as to that. One of the reasons we're asking for additional hours is because what happens is that when the show ends, because of the hours that we have, the people really have to just go. And it would be preferable if they could regroup at the cafe and wait for their party, then they can all leave, or they can leave and have a drink and some people stay a little longer. It'll actually be a benefit to a staggered leaving in addition to the staggered entrance if the hours are extended.
Right now.
Go ahead, Joe.
That's okay, quickly, Joe, your neighbor. Right now, Cincinnati is going full blown. They're back to doing their big galas, which we're very appreciative for downtown. We like very much what they do and they're a big supporter of the community board. So right now, your traffic with 500 people it seems to be more, if I'm not misunderstanding, is now it's backed up from Wall Street to Water Street. It's gridlock. You can't move. Beaver Street is gridlock. Beaver Street, Water Street is gridlocked, Wall Street's gridlocked, so between Cipriani's on the big nights, then you're talking about how many people, how many shows do we have in there? 1,500 people. Hopefully they use public transportation, that would be smart until the trains go downtown, but of course, getting out of late night, they're gonna probably use some type of Uber or something. So right now, it's become a problem. Maybe when Cipriani's wasn't really full blown, right now, cars are honking, nobody's moving. Just, it's all good.
But so isn't that like part of Cipriani's problem?
I was gonna say, it's
Part of that.
They have flag people out there, trying to move the vehicles. They actually have somebody on the different intersections with flags moving.
I thought we had resolved that issue.
Meetings with
Right,
Cipriani,
Cipriani,
to
yeah.
make sure that that always goes as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, I get
It wasn't as adverse a situation as this has been, going into it,
Well,
right?
what's your relationship with Cipriani?
We have no relationship.
Or adversarial,
So you
as
don't,
this has
We're
been.
not in competition.
no, I don't care about that. I'm talking about in terms of traffic, in terms of, just talking to one another to reduce any kind of issue with the community.
No, and we haven't had any traffic issues. We've been open 6 months now, and there's been no issues that I'm aware of. We're, I don't know.
If there's that, I mean, Cipriani has a larger capacity, and that's people coming in and out. They may have like 1,500 or 2,000 people going in and out over the evening. That's not this place. If
No,
400 people.
We just have to look at it in context of the neighborhood,
Holistic.
right?
Yeah.
On behalf of
Yeah.
everybody else that,
Because I don't think they
Uses
should be penalized for.
Cipriani's traffic hasn't impacted you guys. And I mean, I went there and saw the performance myself on a Thursday night, and I thought it was not very busy. I didn't
I
know.
mean, and Joel
Maybe it
mentioned
wasn't
Cipriani, but
Now you
Fort
wanna have, you
Hall
wanna have
is
later
also
hours.
about to go
No,
full.
me, and it wasn't busy on the way in and it wasn't busy on the way out.
No, but if you-
Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
If you extend your hours, yeah, it probably wasn't.
But it won't change the capacity of the amount of people there if the hours are extended. It'll actually allow people to leave on a more gradual basis as opposed to all just leaving as soon as the show's over. If it was a concern that 500 people get let out in the street, when the show's over, they could let out. If we could stay open for a couple more hours, they can stay and have a drink, some will go.
I'm sorry.
As they want.
Are your neighbors having issues?
No, this thing we have not. And I think it's been good. Anyone who went to Beaver Street, I always wait for the person sitting at the door, a young lady out there, she's very nice. So surprisingly, no. But, just running back up a little bit, before this was so contentious. Coming back for a lot of years. So you first came to us, and the times where we were fighting or having disagreements. I think you were looking at 3 different shows, maybe 1,500 people, and for 3 different shows, 500 a pop, about right?
It was never free. No, it was 500, yes. I think it was a matinee into an evening show on weekend.
Yeah, and I think, originally your capacity was 1,500, talked about 750, we got down to 500, right? That sound, sound right?
That's what they're presently at.
Right, so now you're at 500, and we're worried about, since we have the building capacity to go 3 times that size. Yeah. So, I mean, what's your future?
That's the same.
But it's changed.
I mean, we have this stipulation with the, if we want to take the capacity. The capacity of this location couldn't possibly, it's so large that for a sit-down restaurant of the whole premises, 100,000 square feet, that's not what happens at the performances. It couldn't, what is it, 3,500 is the second closest people they amount this to be there.
Right.
Not, I don't think anybody would come to play 3,500.
So our, yeah, so our,
Now it's 500 and that's what it is. It can't be changed without permission from and we have no liquor.
so the concern for our building, which, is the backside of our building, and of course, you live there. you have our building, we have you. We were hoping that the entrance would be where they're coming into, the shows would be around the corner on Hanover Street, but you're on Beaver Street. That was one of our main concerns. Hasn't been a problem, truthfully. But we did think that when we originally looked at it, that the entrance would be on Hanover Street. Would that be changed?
I mean, the challenge is that people come in and check their coats and then go up. So for them to come back down and get their coats, the door that's closest right there is on Beaver. I think especially if we could spread out the exit a little bit, it's gonna really even help more, but we're really adamant. We communicate with our customers before they arrive, when they're there, like we really are strict about how we operate because we want to be great neighbors, and I think we have been. I don't know if anyone's been to our.
If he's not complaining, believe me, he isn't complaining.
Coffee Hall is it's become.
People enjoy it.
People are really, thank you. And so I think this is really important to us. This is not about anything other than trying to create even better. I think we have a great team and we're doing everything we can to kind of control how they operate coming in and out. And we really just believe that having a staggered exit would be beneficial to everyone, including ourselves, and allow us to sort of even be quiet on it. It'd be very challenging to change the exit to answer your question. Because it would force the audience to come back upstairs. They'd have to go downstairs, get their coat, then come all the way back up, and then you have the cross checking of that, and then to go out Hanover. I think for the cafe, we use the Hanover entrance and exit.
You originally told us that you would have, they would come out on Beaver across from our building, which would be closer to the subway, that it was going to be Exchange and William, pardon me. There's an entrance there, but you were going to have some bar or something there. I don't know whether that's happened, but that's where they were going to leave. It was closer to the subway. It was less obtrusive and less bothersome to the people living on Exchange and on Beaver.
You know which one I'm talking about, but it's a point. So what about, does that work for you as far as geographically?
It's complicated. It's because you have to then bring people back through the building. It's like quite a long walk to then get out as opposed to being right at the exit.
But it's a compromise. They're trying to make a compromise, so there has to be
But they haven't had any problem.
some,
Now we're adding.
like a little uncomfortable on your side, but some uncomfortable on the
But why
building
would
side.
that change anything?
We just put people on the other side of the building as they.
No, not you.
I understand. And well, listen, everybody, it's an issue with so many people coming out, but Beaver Street also has garbage on it. And they're now going to have the tins from the building that the city is going to require. So they're going to have to deal with it. It's going to be not a very nice exit to have to come out of there. So they're going to have to make some choices. Okay.
What was the, how much notice to the community went? Because I'm a little concerned that there's nobody here when at one point, I think we had several thousand signatures from the neighborhood of people who did not want this. So I would think there would be at least one person here. What was anybody on?
We went through this and then, Victoria placed it on, I think, 12 different poles surrounding the premises and on the premises. And actually, if you made it in time, and also she reported to me that a lot of the flyers were taken down, and she put them back, I had her put them back up, and she was like, well, maybe people are against it. I'm like, well, if anybody was against it, they wouldn't pull the flyers down, they'd actually hand them out more. I don't think that the community hasn't been notified adequately. I think the reality is that we have petitions, we have signatures from people who let us know that they previously stood and spoke and petitioned against this location.
I believe that. I just feel like there would be at least one person here it was like several thousand people.
Right, and there was one young woman who was really adamant.
Yeah.
The two biggest opposition of buildings was the William Street, I call the taxi cab building, because so there's no signatures from there, and there's no signatures
No, it's not many.
Not between Hanover,
Half a dozen.
not through 7 Hanover, so, it's mostly from the building.
And the majority
They
of
do-
the originally was from like the wrong FIDI group. It was like,
Yeah,
there was a FIDI Neighborhood Association.
and they had.
And all of us were
nothing.
familiar with,
Right.
and there was some other quasi one that
Right.
they were the ones that were supporting, and everybody's like, who are these people?
Mhm.
So that's
But
why I'm
20
like a little
Exchange-
concerned that nobody's here.
But you know what, 20 Exchange is the building that they're located in, and they have a lot of
But they own
signatures.
Right.
They own the
It's
building.
their building,
That's
so.
what I'm saying.
There was opposition to something
They
that
own
nobody
it.
knew what it was gonna be.
I think we all should realize it has had a very slow opening. I don't know how successful or not successful it is. I don't count their cash register. It's, as Joel says, it's been fairly quiet, but we are concerned about traffic and garbage. That's an issue for us, and they're gonna eventually have to deal with it in some way. They were supposed to have a liaison to the community and a real number we could call if there were issues. We've never gotten that. And that there was supposed to be some sort of traffic plan for drop off.
Yeah.
And the drop off, the way we understood it, was going to be at Wall and Water, but there's no
Correct.
plan. And the Beaver Street building is driver's way is very narrow, and then they have to either go right to Hanover and then over to Pearl Street, or go left and go to Wall Street. Those are the issues.
Well,
And
can we
they're
start with the first
confronted
thing?
with-
I'm sorry, Susan, go ahead.
just to finish, they're also confronted with the issue with Cipriani and traffic. They don't have this, so far, Joel and I don't think have seen the same kind of traffic that we see at Cipriani. We're already angry at Cipriani because they don't have anybody out there, which is what you're supposed to do. So we, in all fairness, we haven't seen any of that to date. And they, but they did promise they would ensure security would be outside to some degree so that there wouldn't be there would not be gathering under our windows, and they would move people along. And they seem to have done that. Right, Joel?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so all of that is definitely
Right.
positive, and, but in context of the community, again, 40 Wall is also opening their gala hall very soon.
No,
So that's gonna be another
we
place.
missed that was withdrawn.
It was withdrawn?
Yes.
Oh, because I know that person is supposed to be opening. Okay, that's
The white
interesting.
and the
It was
pink.
withdrawn. That's interesting.
But he's coming back, right?
No, I don't know. Like I said, I know the person that's supposed to be opening, and they told me they're opening. So, and that I could use this space for an event. Printed, no kind of favor or anything. Anyway, so in context of all these places that are supposed to be, thinking about it that way, with the residents in mind, because even though it sounds like everything has been good, I mean, that's certainly to their credit, and put that in the positive column. But there is a difference between 10 o'clock and midnight, firstly. And then if the intention is to allow people an easier exit, why does the liquor and stuff need to continue beyond 10, even if you're still there to get people out? I mean, isn't it just going to keep pushing it out more hours because they're still.
Because it's
there's no
money,
exit?
Mariama.
Right, but
It's
if the
money.
intention is to make an easier exit for people to get their coat and stuff like that, then we can extend the hours for that purpose.
no,
Why do they need to keep drinking?
No, but he's saying the exit, they don't want to change the exit to Hanover because of it being easier. It's two different issues. The alcohol is a different issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, just to address, Mr. Green, Lawrence Green here, who appeared in February, he is the liaison. That's why he appeared here in February, to let you know the Commonwealth Cafe was opening on, I believe. And the phone, and the phone number of the premises, it gets right to somebody who you can speak with. So I don't.
Tell me with this part of you wanting to do this so that people can exit.
Well, no, I'm saying that's one of the benefits of an additional hours. My clients need additional hours, would like additional hours, so that they can remain in business. This is a very expensive operation. And if people can stay for another hour and have some drinks after they've experienced this 2.5 hour performance and talk about it and have a drink, that's good for the livelihood and the.
I mean, because I'm also, yeah, I don't disagree with that,
I
either,
mean,
but I'm
it's
also
essential.
thinking of it in terms of like the 10 o'clock being typically a standard in such a dense residential area. And you saw us tell somebody else tonight, 10 o'clock on Sunday. So it's not like something that we don't do, or that we're doing only to you. So I'm thinking of all these little pieces, right, that have to fit together so that it works for everyone.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
Sunday,
I-
10 o'clock,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
hearing,
is a
I'm
hard
hearing what you're
fast.
saying. Well, right now it is 10 o'clock on Sunday, and I think a little extra time on Sunday would be very beneficial, especially for that reason, because the performance ends right up against 10 o'clock. If people don't have to leave immediately, you're gonna actually have less people leaving right then at 10 o'clock, because some people will leave right away, some people will stay for a drink, some people might stay
The only
for
problem
two if they're not gonna be forced out immediately.
And some people are gonna stand on the sidewalk and get high and drink.
And it's
Well, that's
already
what we
midnight, so
have-
they'll be standing out
we
there
have the
till,
three- we have the
that's what I'm
three-
thinking.
You know, we promised the 3 security to make sure that doesn't happen.
But it does happen, people throw up, and there's nothing they can do.
No, is that happening now?
Huh?
Is that happening?
It's 2 hours more of drinking.
No, but wait. Is it happening?
It has happened. Joel and I don't monitor the streets.
I mean,
Let's
you
be
guys
very
have a lot of
clear.
issues with Stone Street, I know that,
Yeah,
We-
that
we-
Stone is, it's been there. We try to meet and whatever. The whole issue is how far do we go? And it is, there are more condos going up. They're going to be 1,300 units further down on Water. I mean, the neighborhood is getting full of people. All right, and people like to hang out, and I want to see the hours again on the screen, Onesh, if you would. We had much more stringent hours to begin with, and the SLA gave us the hours I read to you before. I don't know what.
Susan, we're also concerned that
Yeah.
if we gave them later hours, the overflow would go to Stone Street, and there'd be more noise to Stone Street from 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's true.
Because if they still want to go out and drink, they want to party, Stone Street's lively.
What time is Stone Street?
I think it's pretty typical that when the show ends, you leave. I mean, we all go to Broadway shows or comedy shows or whatever, the movies. When it's done, you go home, even if you've been drinking the whole time inside.
Well, this is a different venue, and it's theater in a particular way, I think. I would urge all of us to go look at the tour to get a better sense of what happens. And I don't know how crowded. The capacity is up to 500 people, and they do it in shifts. I just want to see the hours again, Onesh, that they're asking.
There's not gonna be any more performances with these additional hours, right? What time is that gonna be done?
And just about close to 10, right?
So what hours are there now? What's
So
the?
the additional 2 hours that you're looking for would simply be to sort of like decompress.
Right, the Conwell Cafe, which is right, off of Hanover Street, is a gathering place
So why can't they just have
for
coffee?
people that they can stay.
They could just hang out and have coffee.
They're two different things, okay? And there are, and so everybody understands. There's the Cornwall, which is a coffee shop that runs from, I don't know, in the morning till 9 or 10 at night. It doesn't run simultaneous to the venue, the theater venue, all right?
So right now, what's the hours 7 days a week right now?
It's different.
Right now, the SLA gave them
Sunday through Thursday, alcohol service ends at 10, people out by 11. Fridays and Saturdays and nights before federal holidays, alcohol service ends at 11 and people are out by 12 a.m. On Sundays, alcohol service ends 9 p.m., people are out by 10.
So you're trying to do alcohol service ends at 12, people out by 1? I mean,
No, out by, that would be that sort of outside.
you want to be out by 12 instead of 11.
Right, so the bar hours would start away a half hour before the.
What do you say?
We're asking for
The
one.
bar service hours is only till 11:30. It is till 11:30, so it's kind of close to that.
So you're extending the bar service by an hour. Just remember, everybody, what happens. So they close at 12. Does that mean they're out at 1? They close at 1. Does that mean they're out at 2? They close at 12. Does that mean they're out at 1? Or do they stop serving liquor at 11 and everybody's out at 12?
We understand that your stipulations means, when we say 12 AM, we mean everybody's out by 12 AM.
And stop serving before, 30 minutes before?
Yeah, so that's what they're asking for?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
understand.
here, Joe.
Yeah.
I want to understand this. Monday, Wednesday, I don't understand this.
What?
What they have here.
The first page, your first page in the
It's
handbook.
what you're asking for. Yeah, and the bar would be till 11:30 Mondays to Wednesday.
Well, that's,
So Monday, to Wednesday,
Sunday.
7:30 to 1 AM,
Are we-
until 12.
Can we take issue by issue? So
Thursday to Saturday.
that's the liquor.
can we take, all right, so can we take issue to issue? So Monday through Wednesday, is everybody okay with 7:30 to 12?
What is it now, 10?
Or 11.
Right now it's 11.
Is it in the extra hour?
Right,
Okay, Thursday to Saturday till 1,
what is it now?
midnight. So they're
Yeah,
asking
it's
for an
an
extra
extra
hour.
hour.
And then on Sunday it was 10?
No, it's 9 to 12.
No, it was.
10. It was 10.
So there were 2 hours.
I think Sunday should stay. I
I
think Sunday should stay.
Well,
It's not
I think
10.
Federal holiday, I'll give you that,
Yeah, I
you
would,
know,
I would,
before, you know,
Every night.
Sunday, only before a federal holiday.
Saturday.
You can
Right.
have the extra time, which is Sunday.
I would agree.
Regular times, I think.
For the
10
first
o'clock.
working day of the
Right,
you want to stay at 10.
10,
and
yeah.
11 would be helpful because again, Sundays are really tight. because-
how about 10:30?
But if we're
I
saying.
think we leave it at 10. I think just like we said,
The
it
show
comes
ends
back.
at 10, so they want a little
Can you move the show
buffer.
up?
What have they been doing all this?
And it's been working, right? So if we're gonna
It has been working, but.
We
it's-
give everybody
meet
else.
them in the middle, yeah, we have the extra hour for all the other days, I think we can stay at 10. I think we can stay at 10 on Sunday.
You're not doing 10:30.
So Monday through Wednesday, 7:30 to 12, Thursday to Saturday, 9 to 1 AM, Sunday, 9 AM to 10 PM. Except for a federal holiday, in which case that operates as a Saturday,
Right,
the Sunday before federal
yeah.
holiday. Alrighty.
I don't like 12 Monday to Wednesday, but I'm the only one, I'm sure.
I don't love it either, I mean, it's heavily residential, and children go to school, and
Yeah, but they're
it's
saying
just a mess.
out, everything will be closed down by midnight.
By midnight, yeah.
No, they're closing it,
Yeah, I
so
love it.
in essence, they're gonna, in essence, I want to understand this. You're gonna, service ends in 11, or last drinks, but people will be out by 12. There will be no,
Actually, food service, Susan, it says the food service is all hours of operation, not.
Well, food has to be available under the liquor authority
Okay.
rules, and has to be always available even in the last minute.
Well, something, it doesn't have to be real, the real.
oh, wait. So bar service, instead of, bar service closes on Wednesday,
Half an hour before, Susan, every day, every night, bar service is half an hour before the official closing time.
No, it should be,
Which is- that's
well,
law.
yeah, we have 30
So,
minutes.
I don't understand, so 7:30 to 12 AM, but they stop serving at 11, that's be out by 12?
No.
No.
11:30.
Stop
Serving
serving
at
at
11:30.
11:30.
And then this 12:30 and then this
That's
9:30.
half an hour early.
Right,
Think,
yeah.
I'm not,
except for a federal holiday.
you're okay Monday through Wednesday, 12 AM?
And I'm thinking maybe, given the neighborhood, it should be, you know, based by the stock exchange calendar, not just a regular federal holiday, because a lot of people work on those. A lot of people downtown work on some of the federal holidays. The stock exchange is open.
So all of the people in the building upstairs. Working
only when it starts to.
It's gonna be hard to.
That's just, I mean, the stock is fixed, but the rest of the world.
It's, I mean,
But we
I'm not,
live in the middle of this thing. A lot of people, those people work at the banks and stuff.
I
That's
don't,
a-
I think if we're okay with all of these, are we okay with Monday through Wednesday committee?
I'm fine with these.
Love it, but okay.
It's Sunday till 10.
They'll be good
Sunday
pieces.
till 10, we'll live a half an hour.
Because,
No.
believe me, if there were issues,
Come back next year for.
we will be calling you. Yeah,
Not this year.
so we're giving them, why can't we do Monday to Thursday till 12 and Friday, all right, so we're giving them Thursday till 1. Okay, Thursday, Friday and Saturday till 1. And Monday to Wednesday, it's going from 11 to 12.
Yes.
And Sunday, you can keep it the way you
Till
said.
10.
But now, and then they can come back after a year. if everything's
No,
worked
they
out.
don't come back. I don't want to see them after a year.
Take it easy, Mark. No, I was. I thought that was.
You might whether we approve it or not
Something
is
that
up
we
for.
don't do on Thursdays also, right?
Yeah.
Normally Thursday would
I
operate
thought
the
that
other
was
days of the week, and
procedural.
we're saying, okay, to the extra hour. I think this is fair. This is, that's my. If it's closed on Sunday, we give them Thursday, but it's open on Sunday.
No, I'm saying.
And we're giving them extra time
And
on
Thursday is
Thursdays.
date
We don't
night.
normally do.
Actually, there should be more people on Thursday there. 'cause
Thursday,
it's date
Thursday.
night than Sunday.
Yeah.
Can you ask them about buyout, please?
Yes, oh, right.
That's a whole.
Yeah, we have to
different-
limit those.
That's a whole.
If we were to do that, it would be the same hours. Is that where you're?
No,
How
people
many
that don't have any
expect
year. I mean,
There tends to be more like car services and things like that.
exactly, yeah.
Weddings and stuff.
Things like that.
We haven't ever done it. I'm trying
It's not really the type of venue that you would do.
You haven't had that, okay.
It's such a large
So
venue.
would you commit to the stipulation
Yeah.
that you would do?
Whatever you
12
guys.
So I need everybody, since I don't hear everything, will you please tell me the hours of operation and when liquor is going to be stopped with each of those hours of operation? Gabby,
Yes.
go to it.
Monday through Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. to 12 a.m. Liquors served until 11:30 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Liquor served until 12:30 a.m. Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Liquor served until 9:30 p.m. Except the Sunday before a federal holiday.
Yeah, I
will
know.
operate such as a Thursday through Saturday.
Yeah.
What about New Year's Eve or something like that? When you guys have.
Are you open on New Year's Eve or Christmas?
Well, New Year's Eve would.
Well, we
New Year's
haven't
Eve.
even
Well,
talked about,
You're going to do
I would think New Year's Eve would be.
are you going to have New Year's Eve parties?
Well, right now, we're not, because it's these hours, like, it's not even obviously possible, but.
Right.
Would the community board be open to allowing us to do
That's
holiday
where you buy,
parties?
that's where you buy.
That's a buyout.
Right, so that would be considered.
But
Yeah, but the hours wouldn't change.
hours on the buyout?
No,
That's.
Right, it's New Year's.
Why don't we come back next year if you decide to do?
If you
this?
decide you're gonna change.
See, Joel, that's what I said.
Buyout. Because. the
But
service
I-
buyouts that it's in
they
the
are-
community,
Here,
buyout,
I'm not doing it.
they Tend to have black cards.
The hours, the hours is still the same. The hours.
But they are
So-
a large venue, remember? So that large venue is, are they going to have buyouts? Are they, come on, Miriam, help me out through
So I
this.
think
Are they
they've-
going to
they've
have
agreed-
parties?
Well, they said they've never had them.
They've never had them.
Giving them an idea.
They're agreeing to 12 per year.
No, they've never had any.
But now we give.
All right, we give them one a month or two a month. All right, 12 per year. That's
one a
going to be
month.
the stiff. Yeah. And there's going to be traffic control.
You can jam them together too. If you have 12 for a year and you decide that during the holiday season.
Well, don't do 12 in December though.
No, those are 12 December, but you can do, you could have 3 buyouts in 1 month. And we'll just
Yeah.
subtract from your 12.
The most important thing is communication.
Right, notify the community.
What's going on? You know, get it out to different buildings, so it's not a surprise, and then phone training off the hook, that's how.
Yeah.
So I'll give you my cell number, if you know what's going on, what your schedule is, just be proactive and just, you know, get ahead of it. That's right.
Are you having any, promotions, events that are promoted? Yeah. Outside of promotion. No?
Susan, do you have any other questions?
No. No.
Committee?
Yep. Can we call the question?
Second.
Let's
Let's go for one, I'm trying to.
Gain of seconds, what about the Yankees? Yeah, exactly.
Can we vote?
So that's my cell, okay, great. Just text me so I have your information.
Any other questions?
Call the question?
Second.
Just be very tight up.
All in
All
favor?
in favor,
As amended.
as amended?
Okay, all those who abstain? Recused?
Oh, Susan abstained.
Abstaining? Okay, Mark, what's your vote?
Opposed.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you.
What's your opposition?
I would like to tell you.
Mark doesn't like that and he doesn't trust it. I can't speak for him, but I know him. I voted and that abstained, so I didn't vote for. I still have questions, but we'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck. Good luck with the garbage and the composting. That's gonna be an issue.
Well, and the tins, you're gonna see with the big tins out there, the street. is-
4-1.
Or one that's,
Here that we
Want
can
these
do.
back?
Kansas City or
that's against Billy's.
That's
No, that's not. No, fine.
Just leave one.
Pass down the paperwork, please.
What happened to 40 Broad and 18 Willie?
They
40 Broad withdrew.
Everybody take the clips off.
Francis said that's.
Clips off.
We've seen the video all the
Oh, okay, I did that one. Okay.
Oh, so 40 Broad withdrew.
Take
Yeah.
the, yeah.
I was talking about 40 Broad.
No,
Is
it's not on
opening a huge.
Forty rule.
Yes. Everybody take the clips off and empty out these folders.
And what happened to 18 Williams?
That's this. 18 William is the same thing as 20 Exchange.
It's, we didn't ask them the question. Before you leave, wait. Are you submersive or immersive?
Submersive, and I'm gonna fix the paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Everybody empty the clips, the folders, please.
You know, you're a very nice committee.
Very much.
You're very nice.
Yeah, Bill Better, I'll call you when I get home.
You're a very nice chair.
You don't need me for the rest. I
Committee,
think.
we still have budget. We have budgets. For committee, we're not done. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
The budget, I want more.
No, you guys- this is one for the, staff. Yeah, you got it.
I don't we want somebody in the budget to be able to monitor to the hours and that at least from our, I don't know, there's,
I would like some money in the budget for like us to be able to review things with legal counsel.
I like that. I like that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't we have access to that?
You guys.
Thank you.
I know we should.
So you know how many, we should have asked what kind of license they're supposed to have? They don't even know. Joe, do you need?
Like Max, or one of those lawyers that, you know, they come here, represent their clients, like, you know, they should know the ins and outs, right?
Well, I wouldn't trust them to answer our questions.
Even one of them, I forgot which one.
More
Yeah, I mean,
The guy that always comes to the private clubs. He argued with me back and forth one time, he said, you need a cabaret license. No, you don't, you don't get Max. This one.
Or maybe you have a peer that.
Any more folders or anything?
We gave the folders back to them.
Or,
Oh.
Alicia, I think one of those, not, maybe not a way, because the hourly rate would be really a lot, like one of those. Sure, sorry,
We're trying to get to the last item on the agenda,
yes, right.
which is to discuss about the, capital expense and budget item.
Okay.
I was just sharing with Onej, I tried to go through them, but I didn't understand them, because I didn't know which ones were specific to us.
I couldn't,
You know, you gotta go, I mean, there's a lot of,
End up being redundant, I think, across.
well, and I
Across
found
committees.
that too, because I found there was a lot with
Is this the same, was this the same thing, like in the transportation committee, there was like, there was like 50 or 60,
Right.
and I remember they crossed out of some that weren't pertaining to that, but a lot more, was this the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's specific to our specific committee.
The difference is our committee does not have this.
Right, okay, what would be helpful is, like, out of the 50 or 60, if like the 5 or 10 or 15 were like, kind of like highlighted that are pertaining to this committee, instead of going through all 50.
You're absolutely right, and going through 100 of the,
Right.
or so of them, I had attempted. But
Right.
then when I got to 25, I was
No,
tired.
I
So,
feel you.
like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
so
it.
A lot of them tend to be like intersectional anyway, like, let's say like bathrooms, right? With licensing, we could say we need bathrooms because we have people drinking beer and they come out and they gotta use it, or they feel sick to their stomach or whatever. But then that's also quality of life, and that's also whatever. So
Yeah.
everybody's putting it into their budget, the same item.
But,
You know what I mean?
Right.
but in, like, what I was saying is like, but in order to find those things out, or to delete some, you have to.
Well, we need,
And that,
It's very tedious. Does it?
need more bathrooms.
Like a control F works to
Right,
like
that's
bring
what
up
I
all
was
of
going to
the.
say.
It would bring up all, it would bring up, depending on like a keyword that you wanted.
Yeah, like something like all of the like
Yeah.
items.
What do you want?
Like you can find a certain
F
word
for
or phrase in a document.
Well, if you could even just put them all into categories, and we could look at one, you know, and then, even if there's 5 categories and there's 10 in each category, that's easier than going through 100
Right.
and trying to pick out.
That's what we did in the presentation.
That's what I was trying to explain. Each committee got their own list based on exactly what you guys were just asking me about. But licensing does not have a list.
Right.
We gotta get a list together, guys, that's what it is.
We're excluded.
Because, everything was, because certain things could be on our list are already on other committees' list.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
The section has been dispersed to other committees, so we don't have anything.
Right.
Unless you have anything that you would like
Well-
to add.
Well, and
Right.
I can that with lawyer.
And I do have,
There is.
some things. that
Legal
have
advice
been
and things
pointed
that are real.
What?
problem.
What do you have? Shh, I can't hear crosstalk. What do you have, Onej?
Yes, so, she had mentioned any budget items around the MEN program, any items regarding DOT and outdoor dining, or more DOT staffing. There was a resolution she referenced. That's the only thing she mentioned, off the top of her head. So I don't know what.
Transportation, huh?
Well, but I think for
In
us,
transportation right now.
but I
So,
think, I think we need to know that the hours, the enforcement for our road beds and our sidewalks, that there is, that there are staff to go around and make sure there's compliance with the alcohol and drinking out in the street and all that. So we need money for, to support DOT, and I don't know whoever else, Mark, who else would enforce.
Outdoor dining.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, that,
Dark.
we have,
Yeah.
asked for more money for, NYPD and other agency enforcement for, liquor license for after hours, and also the SLA, that the SLA should have, more money for more.
But that's
I know
state.
I know it's state, I know it's state, but maybe that money can trickle down to us. you know.
Well, maybe the night, maybe it's so late, maybe the nighttime,
Yeah, and they just have a bunch of corruption issues. So,
Yeah, I agree that
Right.
there should be money allocated for staff to ensure that the hours and the stipulations that we have made get enforced, and that traffic is controlled. You need more money for traffic for these places with these venues that are late night and alcohol, right?
Yeah. It's quality of life, but it's also, enforcement of the stipulation.
Yeah, we should support the quality of life steps.
Non-licensed places as well.
Yes.
Wasting time.
Okay.
Asking them for money, wasting time.
Yeah, no.
All right, we'll pick up some more. I'm leaving you.
Them to clean the street.
Bye, Susan, feel better.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Bye.
So you're getting it back to Mary Pat?
No, but we, since we know we didn't have a list, it's nice for us.
I don't know if it's already in there, but
brainstorming.
I do think we could benefit from like council.
I think that could be for everybody. I
Yeah,
think that we could.
But I do, yes, but I think that we need a specific type of lawyer. I don't know.
Right, well, that makes sense because.
Yeah, for us,
Karen said that,
questions about
that wasn't a
certain
specialty.
things
So we-
regarding what we can and cannot do, what,
You know, we capital for that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But we
How much money?
we used to have a lawyer that would help us occasionally.
Yeah, that was Barry.
Barry Sullivan.
He's retired.
He's retired though.
Karen,
He
you
would do
can-
What
that.
kind of lawyer was he?
He was SLA lawyer, but.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, he didn't work for the
Can I
SLA.
ask a question?
Can I finish my thought? So, so we did at one time have someone that was helping us, out of the goodness of his heart, because, he always, he was on basically the other side. He would represent, not the bars, but patrons, with lawsuits and whatnot. So we can ask for a line item for funding to the community board to be able to hire someone. Like we have interns and, what else, what was the other one that, she left, what was, the fellow, whatever, and then Michael Levine, like, he was paid like certain.
That-
the landmarks, things like that.
have a
So if we could
supervisor.
have a category of SLA, council that maybe is part-time or. Maybe,
like.
or maybe can just show up for the meetings.
Well, we can
There's
send questions.
there's money for that.
Bernard's been trying to ask a question.
But on this, before we go into a different question, on this, I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but at the same time, I'm sure because I know I've had the instance where I know more than the lawyer, so you know more than me. So I know you've had it. Like, does that really, thinking about it that way, does it really make sense?
We'd have to.
Like, they don't know what type of license they need, they don't, you know what I
If the
mean?
city budget gives us money for that, we'd have to.
Just on
interview
call, not steady.
Right, yeah, I don't think
Like
we
that.
need to attend
Right,
every
Andrew?
meeting. I think it's good to have a resource for
Just on
things
call,
like
not steady.
the personal issue, right?
Same
Like,
situation, but.
we can then ask the lawyer, like, hey, what can we do?
No, what I'm saying is that you can ask whatever you want.
If we-
But the question is that you want to focus on area where you can most impact.
That's.
Like if you hire a lawyer, if they charge you like $250 an hour, how well we
No,
can
I understand that. I was even thinking what was some type of, what's the assistant, like a legal, paralegal.
Paralegal, I would like a budget where we could use when needed, when we have
No, but I
specific
mean, how
questions.
long we can start? It's, they charge you like, right now, lawyer is very expensive.
That's why we're asking for money.
And more than $250.
No, like, yeah, how long we can use? Like every meeting, 3 hours, you burn like a few thousand
That's
dollars.
fair as well.
I mean, they give
He
you
has
a good point.
No, but you don't need somebody to sit here
No.
for all 3 hours.
No, absolutely not. I'm thinking
On
when we have
call.
a specific question, we can then send it to
Yeah,
them
just
for
like
an
you have a
answer.
conflict of interest,
Right.
you make a phone call. There are different lawyers in different departments.
Like going over consultation.
Yeah.
They go together.
Well, corporation counsel doesn't have it.
I'll make a call. Make a couple of calls, Joe. You got a guy? Yeah, I got a guy. You got a guy.
You got a guy?
Then you what?
Okay, so we need to put our heads together and think about that. Did your question get answered?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that there are a lot of, it's kind of wish list, right? But you also have to put a priority in it, right? So
Well-
in case you don't
You don't get grindy. You
But
guys
the
know.
whole.
Practical.
Put everything in,
Put everything in and then.
put everything in, it'll be prioritized, believe me.
I have a feeling we're not gonna get it anyway.
Yeah.
Just keep asking.
Yeah.
We have to accomplish those 15 years that we got it.
That's true.
You know,
I'd like to make a motion.
May not be here anymore.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's over. Thank you very much for coming.
Nice to see you in person, Joel.